How much have you lost in a single investment? Well, probably a few $1,000s. Well, that's nothing compared to what Elon Musk lost recently. The title of Guinness World Record holder can now be added to Elon Musk's resume. The organization claimed in a press release that it had used statistics from Forbes to support its claim that Tesla's techno king had achieved historical significance as a result of the catastrophic 2022 that saw the billionaire's worth plummet by $182 billion. The tech billionaire has lost around $182 billion since November 2021, although according to some estimates, the loss is more like $200 billion. According to data from Forbes, Musk's net worth declined from a peak of $320 billion in 2021 to $138 billion as of January 2023, partly as a result of the disappointing performance of Tesla's stock. The estimated loss is based on the value of his shares, which could regain their value. His $44 billion takeover of Twitter sparked concerns among investors. Musk was not paying enough attention to Tesla. Musk's cumulative losses far surpassed the previous record of $58.6 billion set by Japanese tech investor Masayoshi Son in 2000, even though the paper acknowledges that the precise amount is nearly hard to ascertain. The head of Tesla was dethroned as the richest man in the world in December 2022 by Bernard Arnault, the CEO of the French luxury goods company LVMH, which owns the fashion house Louis Vuitton. According to estimations from Forbes as of January 12th, Arnault's net worth was $203.7 billion, while Musk's was $146.5 billion. According to the Guinness World Records report, the majority of Musk's fortune is invested in Tesla stock, the value of which fell 65% in a chaotic 2022. After Musk bought Twitter in October, the decline worsened. Musk isn't the only billionaire whose wealth declined in 2022, of course. According to recent analysis from CNBC, Make It, American billionaires lost $660 billion in total last year. The S&P 500 and the VIX are getting closer to critical levels, which might put the market's temper to the test. The 53-year-old's declining wealth prevented Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, from setting the Guinness World Record. If it weren't for Musk, Bezos' $80 billion loss in 2022 would have secured him the biggest loss title. Masayoshi Son's record was also broken by rival IT CEO Mark Zuckerberg with his $78 billion loss. In late 2021, Musk's fortune peaked at $320 billion. His estimated net worth as of January 10th, according to Forbes, is $142.1 billion, which places him ahead of India's Gautam Adani, $125.1 billion, as the second richest person in the world. The most valuable automaker in the world has had delivery issues due to growing concerns about declining demand and logistical issues. On December 30th, 2022, just before the market year-end closing, Musk tweeted, "Long-term fundamentals are quite strong. Strong-term market madness is unpredictable." The majority of the share price decline, however, can be attributed to Musk's acquisition of Twitter, where he has stirred up controversy by firing a large number of employees and altering content moderation procedures. Many Tesla investors think he should be concentrating on the electric vehicle manufacturer, as it is experiencing declining demand due to recessionary fears, escalating competition, and production issues related to COVID. It's not just that he became the first person in history to have $200 billion erased from their fortune. Additionally, it's not only the fact that he spends more time on Twitter these days using a conspiratorial tone to discuss anything from politics to vaccinations to the very social media company he paid $44 billion for in a debt-fueled buyout. Understanding the dramatic rise and swift decline of Musk's net worth necessitates a reckoning with two historical fallacies: the centuries-old trap of equating wealth with genius, and the great monetary experiment of the pandemic era, which briefly gave many business executives and investors the appearance of being visionaries. More specifically, it starts with Musk's salary. His Tesla shareholding was initially boosted by rewards in 2009 and 2012, and in 2018 he received an unprecedented moonshot package, which, along with his use of margin borrowing, laid the groundwork for one of the most explosive wealth booms in history. The 2018 pay plan, which was the largest CEO compensation package in history, received sharp criticism from shareholder advisory companies, but was overwhelmingly endorsed by Tesla shareholders. The objectives were lofty and distant. One goal was for the manufacturer of electric vehicles to increase its market worth to $650 billion, or around the same level as tech behemoths like Microsoft Corp., Alphabet Inc., and Amazon.com Inc. at the time. To keep Musk focused on Tesla for the long term, it was done in the biggest, boldest, muskiest way possible. Instead, thanks in no part to his showmanship, the stock price soared. It gained a coveted spot in the industry standard S&P 500 index at the end of 2020. He appeared to have little trouble achieving his moonshot of 304 million Tesla options with $23.34 exercise price. Additionally, given the decline in advertising revenue and the increase in borrowing expenses, Fidelity Investments, a Twitter investor, already values the social media business at less than half of what Musk spent for it. In other words, Musk's estimated 79% stake, which prompted him to continually sell Tesla shares to aid in raising more than $22 billion, is now valued at $11.6 billion. Musk was given an option on Tesla stock and did everything he could to drive up its value. What the board of directors failed to anticipate was their capricious CEO selling off shares worth $40 billion, the majority of which went to overpaying for other businesses. He had made billions while the board had made millions. However, there was always a chance that he would take advantage of this in the short run and abandon the business. Currently, Musk's 42% ownership in Space Exploration Technologies Corp., the rocket launch company he created in 2002 before joining Tesla, serves as the foundation of his wealth. The privately held company's worth keeps rising. Most recently, it raised $750 million at a $137 billion valuation. However, it's important to note that Musk probably can't use SpaceX, his Boring Co. or Neuralink as aggressively as he can publicly trade Tesla. His use of margin loans to raise money to finance other costly pursuits accelerated his rise in the wealth rankings. The debt was also a part of his earlier plan to acquire Twitter, but he changed the financing terms in May 2022 after market uncertainty caused Tesla shares to decline. So, what could be the way forward for Musk? Of course, Musk has a way to surpass Francis Bernard Arnault, who's currently the richest person in the world, and fend off a challenge from Indian energy tycoon Gautam Adani, despite Tesla's precipitous slide. It all starts with SpaceX, which, like Tesla, had been in the world of electric vehicles, is a dominant force in a still emerging market. Starlink, SpaceX's Internet from Space program, will go public in 2023, far earlier than intended, according to Chamat Palihapitiya, called the SPAC King, who made the prediction just last week. By doing this, Musk would have another publicly traded business to entice investors of all shades. Musk has additionally stated that his big idea for Twitter is to use it as a launchpad for an all-encompassing software called X. It might be comparable to WeChat, the Chinese super app that serves as the foundation of the co-founder of Tencent Holdings Pony Ma's $40.9 billion fortune, the 30th largest fortune in the world based on his earlier comments. But for the time being, those goals seem incredibly distant. Twitter still needs a new CEO, one who, in Musk's words, is foolish enough to take the position. In his first speech to the staff following the purchase of the business, he boldly brought up the topic of bankruptcy. At Tesla, the board of directors is under pressure to show that they are adequately prepared for the possibility of losing Musk as CEO. The question of whether the 8-member board should create and maintain a key person risk report was put to a vote by an Icelandic shareholder for the benefit of stockholders in May. Well, Musk might regain his position as the richest person in the world if Tesla's stock rises once again, but in 2022, Musk's reputation as a genius suffered significant harm that was almost as great as the loss of his fortune. Alright guys, that's all for today. We would love to know what you think about Musk's recent loss in the comments section below. Also, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more.